Organizations achieving optimal person-environment fit through trait activation theory report measurable improvements in performance, often 15 to 25%. Today, we'll show how to unlock that gain using strategic, evidence-based design, not just hiring better people. We often hire for personality, We look for people who are conscientious, agreeable, or extroverted. Yet, these traits do not always predict who will succeed. Two equally creative people can have vastly different impacts. One might revolutionize a process, while the other struggles to contribute new ideas. The reason is not a flaw in their personality. It is a flaw in our understanding of how personality works. We assume traits are always on, like a light switch flipped to its on position. But the reality is far more nuanced and dynamic. Personality traits are not constant behaviors. They are hidden potentials. Think of them as dormant abilities waiting for the right signal. Trait activation theory provides a powerful lens to understand this. It explains that our traits are activated or brought to life by specific cues in our environment. The situation we are in determines which parts of our personality show up. An employee might be incredibly detail-oriented, but that trait remains invisible if their job involves only big-picture brainstorming with no demand for precision. It is the situation that calls the trait onto the stage. This matters immensely in today's workplace. We are in a constant search for better performance and higher engagement. We invest heavily in talent acquisition and development, hoping to find and grow the best people. Yet we often overlook the most critical factor, the work environment itself. We place talented individuals in roles or cultures that prevent their best qualities from emerging. This is like buying a high-performance sports car and only ever driving it in bumper-to-bumper traffic. The potential is there, but the situation makes it impossible to use. Understanding trait activation theory is not just an academic exercise. It is a practical tool for unlocking human potential that is already present within our organizations. It shifts our focus from just finding the right people to creating the right conditions. When we learn to see the workplace as a collection of cues and triggers, we gain the ability to intentionally design environments that activate the best in our employees. This simple shift in perspective can be the difference between a team that merely functions and one that truly thrives, innovates, and excels. Trait activation. Theory rests on a simple but profound idea. Situations trigger traits. These triggers, or trait-relevant cues, are the signals in our environment that call for a specific personality-driven behavior. A tight deadline is a powerful cue. It activates the trait of conscientiousness, prompting an organized and disciplined person to plan meticulously and work diligently. In contrast, a brainstorming session with no rules is a cue for openness. It encourages a curious and imaginative person to generate novel ideas. The person doesn't change, but the situation changes which part of them we see. These cues can be broken down into three types. Demand cues, like a company policy requiring a detailed safety check before operating machinery. This demands conscientiousness. Allow cues, like an optional social event that lets an extroverted employee network. Constrain cues, a highly bureaucratic culture with rigid approval processes that limits creativity. A leader's job is to manage this landscape of cues to get the best results. The evidence for this is compelling. Research shows performance can improve by as much as 25% when traits match job cues. A study of salespeople found extroverts only excelled when roles had high social interaction. In low client-facing roles, extroversion gave no advantage. Employees high in agreeableness perform better in collaborative team settings, where helping is activated and rewarded. Key interventions follow from this. In hiring, move beyond generic personality tests. Analyze the specific cues of a role. Use behavioral interviews. Use work simulations that mimic those cues. For job design, implement job crafting so employees can align tasks with strengths. A conscientious data analyst might add more quality assurance checks, activating precision. This isn't just theory. It's a practical way to boost performance and job satisfaction. Applying trait activation theory does not require a complete organizational overhaul. It starts with a series of deliberate, practical steps leaders and HR can take. The first step is a cue audit. Look at a specific role and map out the situational cues on a whiteboard. Does this job have clear rules or frequent ambiguity? Is the work primarily individual or collaborative? How often does the person receive direct feedback? This audit builds a realistic profile of psychological demands, better than a generic job description. Second, revamp selection to match cues. Don't ask, "Are you creative?" Give candidates a real team problem to brainstorm. Run situational judgment tests. They don't just ask about a trait. They create a situation to see the trait activated. For customer service needing emotional stability, use a simulation with an angry customer. Observe the trait in action instead of relying on claims. Make hiring evidence-based. Third, empower leaders as cue managers. A manager is a powerful source of situational cues. They set deadlines, assign tasks, give feedback, model behavior. Train managers to recognize team personality traits. Teach them how to adjust cues. Ignoring the interplay between traits and situations carries a steep price. When there is a mismatch or poor fit, the consequences ripple across the organization. Employees feel misunderstood and ineffective. They may be highly conscientious but stuck in a chaotic role with no structure, leaving them perpetually stressed and unable to perform their best. This leads to what psychologists call ego depletion, a state of mental exhaustion from constantly fighting against one's natural tendencies. Engagement plummets because the work feels draining instead of energizing. The human cost is significant, damaging well-being, hindering personal growth. This psychological strain inevitably translates into tangible business losses. Poor person-environment fit is a leading driver of voluntary turnover. When people feel their strengths are not being used or valued, they look for opportunities elsewhere. Recruiting, hiring, training their replacement. The cost can range from half to double an employee's annual salary. Beyond turnover, poor fit leads to a decline in productivity. Mistakes increase. Deadlines are missed. Innovation stagnates. The 25% performance boost from good fit can easily become a 25% performance deficit from bad fit. Conversely, the benefits of achieving good fit are profound. Mastering the art of activating positive traits unlocks a powerful competitive advantage. Teams become more than the sum of their parts. Diverse personalities can be highly effective if leaders assign tasks and structure interactions to activate strengths. Performance isn't just about talent. It's about creating conditions for talent to shine. They are architects of high-performance environments, innovation, agility, employee retention rates. The message of trait activation theory is ultimately one of optimism and empowerment. We have more control over performance than we think. The key is not to search for mythical, perfect employees. It's to become thoughtful architects of the environments where our people work. By focusing on the situation, we can make everyone better. Higher performance, greater innovation, increased engagement, a more fulfilling work experience for everyone involved. Your journey starts now. Take one simple action today. Pick one job, list 5 cues, add one work sample test, and have one cue-focused coaching conversation.